It is the Media Chatroom, and we are live behind the headlines. Hi, Chatty Patties. I hope that y'all are having a terrific Tuesday. Now we are about 2 days post the Grammy Awards, and it's been a whole lot of chit chatter about the Grammys. Now, a lot of people they liked it. They liked the performances. Not too many people seem so disappointed with some of the winners. However, a lot of people, as expected, are upset, and some was just happy to be not nominated. You already know how the boring spiel go. Now, I did not watch the Grammys. I'm not a fan of their award shows, and to be honest, it kind of seemed like the older I get and the less radio and streaming and stuff that I do, a lot of the times I get further away from the music, unless I'm kind of doing like TikTok and stuff like that, Instagram, and those repeated songs kind of come on, so you know what's really hot and what's going on in them streets. That kind of get me into the relevancy as to what's going on. But just in general, I kind of haven't been watching like that. And then y'all already know now today with the culture of social media, if anything that's worth watching or seeing or happening at some of these award shows or things in general, it's going to be trending and you'll be able to kind of catch a repeat of it through social media. So I don't be that pressed to make sure that I watch a lot of these live shows. Now, of course, we already know some of the big speeches that were trending was Victoria Monet. And y'all, when I kept seeing her, I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. I was like, who is this girl? But apparently she was one of the hot topics on the red carpet, and I had to Google her. And then that's how I found out she sang, "Put that on my mama." I look fly. I look good. Now, I only know that because of social media. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I don't be listening to all that. Like I told you, unless it's on social media. And the first time I heard the whole entire song was once I Googled it. But it is a catchy song, cause and I'm gonna put that on my mama. So another favorable, likable award acceptance speech was SZA, of course, as well as your boy J to the last letter of the alphabet Z. So he was known for his Grammy speech, of course, because he won the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award, and this is actually the only the second year that it was awarded. Last year was the first year, and it was awarded to Dr. Dre. So Jay Z, of course, was um, highlighted in his speech because he wanted to recognize his wife Beyonce, um, due to her not ever winning album of the year, which she is someone who we know have lots and lots of Grammys. However, she have been snubbed for um, she's been snubbed for the album of the year quite a few times. And so he wanted to put it on record like if anybody else gets snubbed, don't worry about it because we already know some people who deserve some of these awards who never get it. So don't feel no kind of way about it. Now, he also wanted to thank Dr. Dre because, of course, this award is an honorary award for people who are in music and who are doing things behind the scenes that are, creating these opportunities as well as changing the game. So he was up for it. And throughout the award acceptance speech, he also stated how far, but yet how behind at the same time the Grammys is, because of course with the hip hop genre, they are still not televising it. So he started out talking about the speech, of course, with um Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff, how they were the first to actually win in that genre and category, but it was not televised. Therefore, they ended up boycotting. And even to this day, Breakfast Club talked about it yesterday on their radio show and stated that a whole lot of these categories that are in the hip hop genre still are not televised, i.e., Killer Mike won 3 Grammy Awards on Sunday. He swept every category that he was in, and they were not televised, and a few others. So he also stated how that has happened to him and how he ended up boycotting and then basically watching it on TV, taking the same book out of Will Smith and Jazzy Jazz. Um, but nonetheless, that was really it. But he did, or he started kind of going viral, kind of trending because of his speech, which, i.e., I kind of feel like Beyonce was a little embarrassed because it did give the whole Kanye Taylor Swift kind of vibe. Because even though he was probably stating truth, he still took away from somebody else's moment because, like he stated in his speech, hip hop is, our music just in general is subjective. So being that it's subjective, you have to allow people their opinions and what they like and don't like, because at the end of the day, this is an award show that's voted on by a board of your peers who are in the industry, blase blase, and they have a right to like what they like or like the money that they being slid under the table so that they could vote for the way that they want. So nonetheless, that was his speech in its entirety. Now, going through the internet, I ended up kind of coming across some of the Grammy award wins throughout rap, or AKA hip hop, and I found this on Hip Hop from the Genesis, and this kind of outlines some of the people who've won awards. And as you can see, number one is tied for, first place is tied with Jay Z as well as Kanye West, who both have 24 um, in the rap category. And Dr. Dre, since we're talking about him, he's tied in seventh place with Andre 3000 with 7 awards. So it just kind of continues to talk about, some of the not necessarily disparities, but just kind of show you that yeah, they've come a long way. However, there's still room for improvement nonetheless. Now, I also found this interesting too while on social media. It was this girl by the name of Monique Nakia. She wanted to point out that Taylor Swift has the most album of, or she has more album of the year awards than, people like Stevie Wonder, more than Michael Jackson, more than Prince, who has none, more than Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, who has none, Aretha Franklin, who has none, and these are all for album of the year. So the reason why it became important, because if you stroll down the list, these are a lot of people who are founded in a lot of our cultural um, music, the black music, the music that started everything. And a lot of these people have not won this most precious award, album of the year, because when you talk about album of the year, you're talking about like a whole body of work, somebody who was able to compose and create content or an idea from nothing all the way to something. And these people, a lot of times, they have these award selling shows, tours, recognition, i.e., whatever. They're heavily notified and they're known as the greats and the founders. And of course, Beyonce, she has worked her way and is notified as a great, but she just basically another one that's added to the list. But what Monique did say in the post is everybody wants to make this solely about Beyonce, but there's a much larger issue. So she's saying basically, like I was saying, there's a whole lot of people who paved the way in a lot of black music and they have never received album of the year, although they are worldly and globally recognized. So if you continuing to wait for the Grammys to recognize your body of work, your music, sometimes you may just be waiting. And at some point, you have to really realize that you may not be recognized for some of the hard work that you do. Therefore, kind of set different expectations. Now, a lot of people want these awards because um what of the recognition that comes along with it. When you're a Grammy award winning, or when you're an Emmy award winning, or you're a Oscar award winning, I mean, it comes with some pretty good perks, i.e., a bigger bag, and everybody wants that bigger bag. But at the same time, when you're working or you're relying solely on this, you're just gonna be waiting for that bigger bag, because sometimes you just may not get it. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to what we're really here to discuss. I just wanted to kind of give some background because everybody is talking about the Grammys, and that was some of the highlights. But we're gonna move on and talk about Sister Dee Barnes. Now, who is Sister Dee Barnes? I'm glad you asked, and you can rely on me to kind of give you some insight because I had to look her up myself. Okay. Now, she is a little before my time. However, um, she has continued to been she's continued to be in media, kind of still talking about her story and not letting her legacy and work die. So I did go ahead and insert her Twitter name if you kind of want to go up and look at her politics, her revolution, revolutionary body of work and stances on different things. You can kind of do that. But ultimately, she was a rapper as well as a hip hop TV show host back in the day, and she ended up getting ABUSED by Dr. Dre. And so once that award was created last year, she started to kind of stir up some waves in the water to let the Grammys know y'all naming this honorary hip hop award of impact after a person who is a woman beater. Okay. And so she wants to bring attention to the fact that anybody who comes up and receive this award, you have to know what you're receiving. And the Grammys, they don't care about black people enough to where you have to think deeper and beyond just the recognition that you're receiving. And so her tweet from the other night was Jay-Z received an album named after an abuse and defended his wife in his speech while his daughter stood by his side. So think about it again. That she's painting that picture to let you know is deeper than just what you see. Because every time somebody receives this award, they are going to thank and announce and praise this person who has a history of being volatile towards women, and yet nobody says anything. And her story is out there, and it's something that can be traced because there was a lawsuit filed against Dr. Dre back in the days when this happened, and we do have a clip that we're going to talk about once I play it or after I play it, where she details what exactly happened and why she is so passionate about her stance on people like the Grammys recognizing him and wanting people to start to think about and accept the fact that you have to sometimes you cannot separate the artist from the person. Although they may have contributed a whole lot to a certain industry, but it was nonetheless at the hands of a bad person. And if you continue to recognize that, you continue to recognize and support that behavior. Now, can people change becomes the question. Can people accept the fact that the art and the person can be and should be the same? That becomes subjective as well. It becomes a personal thing because some of the people who have paved the way in many different ways, a lot of people don't like to separate the two because of the history that is unfortunately probably going to be erased once they have to lump those two people together. it becomes a thing where you have to also determine like what do you, I guess, like what do you stand for, and what kind of message are you setting, just like she stated in her tweet where she said this is a person who's accepting the award of an while basically defending his wife with his daughter standing right next to his side. Like, what message is that sending? To me, she's saying that's sending the fact that one, he could possibly be doing the same thing because he's praising this person and accepting what this person is about. And it could too say like, hey, anybody got dibs to be able to, these people who I love in my life, although I'm portraying that I'm defending them, deep down inside, I don't really care nothing about women. That's basically kind of what she's saying. Like, basically, wake up. Now I don't really know if she's saying that, but that's what I see. So you let me know if you see what I see. But nonetheless, y'all, we about to go ahead and get into this clip so that you can know a little bit more firsthand from her encounter with Dr. Dre, who she considered a friend at the time, because again, she was a person who was in the industry because she was a rapper and she had a television show, much like the ones that we see now with on the internet with these content creators just interviewing people. And it was at the time when NWA was breaking up, and there started to be a feud between Dr. Dre and like Eazy-E versus um, uh, Ice Cube. And so that's she kind of got stuck in the middle because she considered herself to be a friend of both. And during that time, baby, they was both spilling the tea. And spilling the tea was a thing back in the days. They was both spilling the tea, and Dr. Dre did not like what was being said, and basically he attacked her. And another thing that was interesting that she said, and I'm gonna go ahead and link the video, the full entire video in the description box so that you can watch it. But another thing that I recognized and picked up on what she said was when she was saying that basically she did not want to air both of these interviews together because of the friction she knew that it would cause. However, at the time, the show, which was called Pump It Up, they didn't care. They basically just wanted their ratings, and they allowed her to be put out there and to uncover her. And at any cost, they wanted this to be aired. And whenever she got out the hospital after being beaten by him, baby, they wanted her to come right back to work. And she was like, she was around there with a black and blue eye, having to interview some of these celebrities. And it just goes to show you again, y'all, these people don't care about us, especially when it comes to these big planet corporation, network television people, just network corporations in general. It becomes just about the bag. And she stated that again, they did not care that um she would basically be like in the brunt or in the middle of it, and it could possibly cause her to be harmed because they just wanted their story. So here it goes, y'all listen, and then at the end of it, we'll talk about it some more.
Through what happened,
With what, as far as
incident.
the incident?
Yeah.
Basically, the incident was supposedly a reaction to an interview that I did with NWA, and it was at the height of the feud with Ice Cube. I personally asked the guys to come on the show. We got to get you guys on the show, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, D, we'll do it for you type of thing. Like, we're going to come on. So I'm interviewing them, we're talking about it, and you can see in the footage, we're getting along fine. It's fun and games, but they had a serious side to them, and this is when I realized, okay, I'm knowing now everything's coming out in the public that Cube's officially gone. So now I'm gonna have to ask that question. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta ask my friends about their other friend, who's also my friend.
You're doing your job.
I'm just doing my job.
Right.
There was tension there because they were upset. And then we fast forward to I'm doing an interview with Yo-Yo. And the next thing you know, I'm caught up in this thing where Cube's upset. He comes over, he wants to get on camera. He wants to say what he has to say. I have no idea what's coming out of his mouth. I'm trying to figure out why he's upset. And then he says what he says. Something simple, something, not even
About NWA.
Yeah, it was in reference to NWA. It was almost like an inside joke that they would understand, but no one else would. And once again, I'm in the middle. I'm standing there doing my job. And when you're in the middle and you don't choose a side,
Yeah.
you can get shot off from either direction.
Yeah.
And basically, me standing in the middle became a problem. And I know that once that piece was shot, they wanted to somehow use it in the show that hadn't been aired yet with NWA. And I was completely against that. I thought for sure these guys were gonna shoot each other. These were my friends, my brothers.
So where were you when you crossed paths with Dre?
Got interrupted. Someone pulled me aside. And while I was talking to this person, Dre approached.
And what did he do? Did he say anything?
Just grabbed me.
He grabbed you.
Just grabbed me. I thought he was gonna walk past me. And he just grabbed me.
Grabbed you how?
I mean, it's no secret. They grabbed me by my hair and started slamming me up against the wall. It's a painful and traumatic experience. And then when you add celebrity into the factor, it's a constant reminder. And in my situation, there's actually referenced in songs.
Eminem, other artists, yeah.
Music is around for generations. So there's a constant reminder when the song plays. And it's not that song. I'm pretty sure there's 8 other songs. 8 other songs with my name, Dee Barnes being slapped, which never happened. I never got slapped, never.
How did it finally end with Dr. Dre attacking you, beating you?
Someone pulled him off me in the bathroom.
Someone finally did intervene.
Somebody finally pulled him off me in the bathroom.
It's been documented. You filed charges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was not the first, but I wanted to make sure I would be the last. Without hesitation, without fear, even though I was intimidated and advised and suggested and threatened otherwise, I did it anyway.
He pled no contest, if I recall correctly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And for the period of time, there was some sort of settlement.
He had to do like $2,500 fine, and he had to do a PSA for domestic violence.
He actually did it.
Yes.
So that's on the record somewhere.
It's on record somewhere. And then the settlement. Yes. And the settlement was not just with him, it was with the group too, because after the incident, the group got on MTV and
MC Ren and DJ Yella.
And Easy, and said, some things that are considered a terrorist threat today. In regards that I deserved it. We hope it happens again. It's not over.
So that was her, and this interview was posted 8 years ago. So for her, like she stated, it is traumatic for her to have to relive things at the mention of his name when she sees him, and something like this. Who again, she's tied to music because her roots is wrapped into music. Again, she was a host for a hip hop show back in the day, as well as a rapper. And if you know anything about things like that, especially when you love music, you just want to a lot of times see the progression of it, no matter what kind of impact you have on it. You just love the genre in and of itself. And to be a part of the beginning, she's now in 2024, and people publicly know who this man is and what he's done, and they're naming a iconic award after him. So that again becomes the part where we pose the question: can you and should you be able to separate the artist from the person? Because a lot of things that the person do, um it like she said, when you're a celebrity, it kind of becomes muddy water because you're not able to be held accountable due to your celebrity status. Therefore the person continues to get away with a lot of things because of the artist, of who they are. So I wanted to pose that question. And again, the incident happened in 1991, and it is public knowledge. And although he has apologized, he has never directly said her name. So, does that make a difference in the people who are accepting these awards, saying that they're pro women, they're pro, justice, things like that? However, they're still doing things to glorify the things that these people have done. Now, could he have changed and not be that way anymore? Possibly. However, we know that there is a history of violence between him and a lot of women because it's been said publicly. So that's what I wanted to bring to you all today, and to know, what are y'all feelings on that? If you come into the chat room, make sure that you hit a thumbs up and drop into the chat room with us to let us know your thoughts. Also, we have some more content coming you guys' way. Um, so many things that's happening in the media. Of course, it never stops. So we're gonna continue to look at the comments, look at the chat, see what everyone is talking about, and the impact that these kind of awards can ultimately leave. Now, if it was other kind of crimes that were committed, could they then be seen or held more accountable? We don't know. It continues to be a conversation, but it still goes to say where some of these people are like, oh well, they should have went to the police, or they should have filed it. Well, in this case, she did. She went to the police. She went and had things filed, press taken to court. And however, yeah, he was ultimately fined and convicted for something. However, does that then go away because he technically was already reprimanded? Do you continue to take away some of the things that was done as an artist? So we want to continue to have those type of conversations. Thank you all so much. If you have joined the chat with us, make sure that you uh, like and share the video with everyone that you know. Also, subscribe to the channel so that you can become an official Chatty Patty lover. And I promise, just like McDonald's, you're going to be loving it. And then, last but not least, make sure that you turn on your notification bell so that you know when we drop our next video or go live. Now, also, what I want to say is, y'all, we finally reached 2,000 subscribers. So that is 2,000 Chatty Patty lovers who are subscribed to the channel. And I want to thank y'all so much for all the love and support. Make sure that you continue to again chat with me. And y'all, I really want to do a giveaway. So y'all let me know what that should be, what it should look like. Um I don't know. I was trying to think of something easy, something that's not gonna be too hard to track, but something that's gonna be worthwhile for everybody to come in and want to participate, but also something that feels like like a award or like a prize or a celebration for actually subscribing and being in the chat room with us. So I don't know. I was thinking about something simple like maybe letting like 4 people win $25 lunches or something like that, so I could cash app y'all maybe some money for lunch or something, and then we could get on the chat, have lunch together or something. I don't know. Y'all let me know what kind of stuff y'all want and the kind of giveaways that y'all want to see. Now, let me go back and see. I only have 2,000 subscribers, not 200,000. So y'all make sure y'all be generous with the suggestions because we are a small yet growing channel. And again, it is just a gesture that I want to put out there because it is going to be something that we continue to do as the channel grow. But again, I want to be able to thank everybody and give people the chance to win and feel like they win or won something. Just like I feel like I won something by being able to grow the channel, growing it to 2,000 people, as well as becoming monetized. Y'all already know that that is a goal whenever you start to create content. And while I'm on that subject, let me just go ahead and let y'all know that this video will not be monetized because I have used copyrighted content. So I need y'all to go ahead and do what you do. I need you to make sure that you like the video, comment, all the other kind of stuff. Anything like that definitely helps. I ain't begging for no super chats or nothing like that yet. But just the little small things like that will really help. It really help get the content pushed out so that more people can become aware of the content that we're creating. So this video will not be monetized. However, that's okay. Not every video, not all content will be monetized. However, just if it's not, if there's copyrighted content and it's not able to be monetized, just y'all help a sister out. Because again, I keep telling y'all, I am not a full-time content creator. I am a full time worker, a full time W-2 worker, that is. So, therefore, I do this on my spare time and I do it because I like it, do it because I love it, and do it because I want to try to, you know, become a full time content creator. Therefore, y'all gotta help me out, do all that good stuff. So that's gonna be it. Nobody hopped into my comments yet. Okay, but um that's gonna be okay. Make sure that you comment even if I'm not live. And anytime you see me live, join in on the conversation. That is gonna be all for now. So until next time, bye bye.